I don't want to alarm anyone, but this is new Kroot. Look, I know I'm a bit late to this one, but it's been a weird few days. The important thing is that we're here now, and we can talk about Kill Team Into the Dark, because I'm actually kind of excited for this one, which, to be honest, Kill Team has looked kind of interesting at times, and some of the Kill Teams do look really cool. I do have a couple of them, but it's not really fully grabbed me. It's not been something that's, properly got my attention and made me go, you know what, I desperately need to play this. This, however, is super interesting and it looks really fun. This is going to take place on the Dark, which is a Space Hulk. And it looks like what they're doing is having like seasons of Kill Team, and in this specific season it's going to be all based on this Space Hulk, which means to me it feels like we're going to get like a bunch of really awesome scenery that you can build not a full Space Hulk out of, because that would be ridiculous and massive, but you get the idea. Loads of like adjoining environments that work really well together, a nice like theme, like a continuity all the way through that should be really evident in the environments that you end up with. I don't know, I just really like the idea of this. I think this is actually something that's kind of exciting me a little bit. It helps, of course, that the two kill teams involved in this particular one, Into the Dark, both look kind of awesome. I mean, for a start, there's new Kroot. We cannot overstate the importance, the wonder of new Kroot. Kroot is one of the coolest ideas they've had when it comes to different factions. Something that I thought was genuinely interesting about the Tau when they were first introduced was the fact that they had these auxiliaries, this completely different race that was part of their empire that they fought alongside. A totally different set of models from what I would argue was like the main focus of the army, that nonetheless worked with them in a cohesive way and actually properly demonstrated that the Tau were an empire of multiple different races. I thought that was a great concept, and the Kroot are a really interesting race. Of course, they're a little bit abandoned now. There's not that much in the way of awesome new Kroot sculpts going on. We had the one out of Blackstone Fortress, I believe. Is that it? Is that actually it? That might be it. They've had more stuff taken away than they've had added, I'll say that much. Either way, new Kroot is an exciting development. Plus, there's also Imperial Navy Breachers. So, as always, Into the Dark is going to be its own self-contained thing, and the Dark will of course come with, I'm sure, a vast amount of story and stuff behind it to dive into, but all of that is definitely helped by the fact that I really like both the Imperial Navy Breachers and the Kroot. We will start with the Breachers themselves, funnily enough, specially trained to carry out boarding actions with gear and weapons optimised for fighting in cramped quarters of enemy ships. Chef's kiss. And here they are, and I really like the uniform for these. They do have, for me, a little bit of that Solar Auxilia feel to them. I think that's a fair comparison to make. Not quite as extensively armoured as them, but I'm getting a kind of, just a sort of similar feel from that like upper torso armour they've got going on. I guess it's not really a breastplate because it doesn't go all the way down the front, and it also incorporates the shoulders and like a gorget for the neck. It's a cool look regardless, and yeah, I like these a lot. The big heavy duty boots that I'm assuming are like maglock boots so that they can walk on the hulls of ships. I'm just assuming that's the case. That could be totally wrong, but it would be awesome if it was true. I really, really like these. This guy, they asked him how many muzzles he wanted on his gun, and he said yes, which is an excellent decision. I like the cabling coming out of the top of that kind of, like, I don't know what to call it, that sort of armor. I guess it's like void armor of a kind. I really like the shape of that shield. That's really cool. Where the slot is, where the gun sits in there, I don't know, there's a lot about this I'm really liking. It also looks like I'm assuming that's like a pump action shotgun of some kind. Like a weird one, but still, because it's got what looks like that slide mechanism on the bottom. It also kind of looks like the actual handle for the pump part of it slots into the shield, so I'm guessing, can they fire and then shift the gun like backwards and then forwards in order to allow for the next shot? Because if so, that's a cool detail. I mean, if it's not that, then they've done a great job in completely misrepresenting how that works, which is maybe not so positive, but overall, I really like the design of these guys. they look interesting. They look fun to paint. There's a nice mix of textures here as well. You've got some nice kind of smooth metals. You've got some kind of jagged edges in some places. The guns being incredibly boxy in the squares. Really good for some nice like edge highlighting going on. And there's quite a bit of cloth. Even if it's like heavy duty cloth, it's still going to be fun to paint, and you could probably get some really fun like colour schemes into these. The helmet design I actually quite like. I'm not a big fan of the shell coming out of that gun. That doesn't look great to me. Makes sense for what it is, but it also makes it look too much like it's just attached to the gun. If it was like a bit more pokey out, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's just something I'm not a big fan of, full stop. That's always a possibility. It's very rare you're going to like absolutely everything, isn't it? Yeah, overall, I'm really liking these. I'm really liking them. I did initially think that the big eye was maybe a bit too Inquisition, but then if it's the Imperial Navy, they're probably going to go with the tried and true, aren't they? So, and it is a little bit different. It's not exactly the same. It's lacking that kind of... It's lacking the not stripes, but the center section with the lines going through the eye. It definitely looks like its own thing, whilst being a bit like, I guess like similar brand, different department. Overall though, I do like these a lot. I really do like this guy with the shield. That looks solid. That looks great. I want to paint that. And fighting against him, of course, is Kroot. New Kroot. New Kroot models. Oh my god. Amazing. Love it. That's a very ugly and brutal looking sword he's got there. That is definitely not a Tau invention, is it? I do like the fact he's holding it's a pulse rifle, right? Is it? We're just going to say it is, even though that's probably wrong. Holding it aloft there in his weird shaped hand. I do like the cloak. The cloak's good. Again, not much armour going on with the Kroot. They're big fans of like belts, holsters, and a little bit of coverage here and there, but mostly just letting it all hang out, which is fine. That crossbow what is that? Crossbow gun? Crossbow longbow gun. It's got like Tau elements to it. That's interesting. Like those little kind of the little gold sections look like Tau, like bits out of Tau tech, but it's definitely a lot more low tech than that. That's kind of cool. I like that. I've no idea how it works, but I'm sure it's fine. Also, serrated head on the bolt/arrow. Harsh. Real harsh. Yeah, that's a cool model. I like the gun on the hip as well. That's cool. Oh, I like these. I like them. It's New Kroot. How could you not? How could you not? They are ugly as sin. it's worth mentioning. Just the Kroot in general are really weird. Like reptile bird people. Like there's a lot going on with them. They are very interesting design wise, but I don't know, I'm just getting waves of nostalgia looking at these. I'm getting absolutely flooded with it, and it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. Of course, GW know that, which is why they're doing stuff like this, because it makes all the people like me either started in third or playing it in third when Tau showed up. If you liked them then, the chances are you're going to like them now. And this is just all aimed at getting you to really want the thing that you remember. And I have to say, that's what they go for, and they are pretty good at it. Frustratingly, annoyingly, it's like I know that's what the aim is. The aim is to make me go, oh, New Kroot. Look at the New Kroot. I kind of want New Kroot, even though historically I've not really done anything with Kroot, and yet here we are. Is it bad? Is it still bad if you're aware of it and then just are like, yeah, I know, but still? Is that bad? I think it's bad, isn't it? I just can't help but approve. Can't help but approve of these lads and lasses. So the terrain is aimed towards creating maze-like boards full of narrow lines of sight and sturdy doors to breach. That sounds cool. I like this. I like this bit of scenery they've showed off. Yeah, you got like the big kind of classic vent down the bottom right there. The control panel on the left looks really cool. I'm super interested to see what all the scenery looks like. I really want to see like a full shot of all the scenery. So yeah, as we said before, every box in the upcoming season is thematically linked, exploring the setting of the Gallowdark further, so hopefully we can expect like a load of this like close quarters, just like brutal corridor fighting. That would be really cool. That would be really good. Yeah, I'm liking the look of this a lot. And I am actually glad that they've clarified down the bottom here that it's not a new edition of the game. All the kill teams will work seamlessly, because when you do something like that where it's like, oh, it's going to be significantly different to previous Kill Team boxes in the way that like the terrain works and so on, it kind of does give an impression of like a major shift, whereas really I think it is just going to be the setting is different, the way the scenery is handled is different, but everything will still work how you're used to, which is the way to go. It's the way to do it. You don't want to invalidate stuff super quickly. I know they like invalidating stuff eventually, but yeah, don't do it too fast. Question is, what do you think about the Void Breachers and the new Kroot Kill Team? I'm loving both of them, to be honest. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. I didn't think one of these would fully grab me, but I'm actually really looking forward to it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things, Patreon, video, subscribe, all that stuff. Click it if you like, don't click if you don't want to. And as always, there's an affiliate link in the description for Element Games. Affiliate link in the description for Element Games. I'm just going to leave that in, which you can use to support the channel if you'd like. I leave it in your capable hands. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.